today is the first week that the Red Dead Online has not been in beta. So I've actually been so busy with work that I have no idea what to expect. So I am just waiting for somebody to pop on here, and then I will pick a game to play. Some of these have already been here. I've only got exactly an hour today, and that's because tonight is the finale of Game of Thrones, and if I miss that tonight, there's no way I'm going on the internet tomorrow, so I would have to call in sick or something, because my job requires internet access. Is that you, Mom? Hi, Mom. Oh. Australian lawmaker who blamed Muslims after New Zealand mass shootings voted out of office. You know, that is weirdly topical. Mainly because I remember I think I played this on like the day or the day after that attack. It is weirdly connected to me, like Red Dead and that and Sri Lanka. So I'm happy to hear that the public tossed his ass out. I can't wait to read the actual story. Sorry, all I got's the headline. Alrighty. Just a moment. Alrighty. I actually tried setting this up with another capture device. Right now I'm using the PlayStation's built-in streaming service. Hi, Mom! My mom's on. I could not get it to work, but it would look at my, I have an NES Mini. I'm a little concerned that some of the copy protection that was built into the HDMI spec is what's preventing me from getting connected, but I can't prove that just yet. I haven't been able to dedicate a whole lot of time to it. Okay, so, back on topic here. Red Dead has pulled its online mode out of beta, and I got emails explaining what all they did, and I haven't had time to read them. So I understand free roam is definitely different. This is new, Land of Opportunities. Continue your journey through a Land of Opportunities missions. That's weird grammar there. This is the new thing. I think this has new ingredients. I don't think I've played this, although darned if that doesn't feel familiar compared to the Showdown series. As if that's like part of the Showdown series. So I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and try this Land of Opportunities. I have no idea what to expect, and the one thing I'll warn you is you will not be able to hear other players talking, so this may make me talk less. Sorry in advance if that happens, but let's play it by ear. I really do want to get that capture thing working, because it's actually more like what you typically see a YouTuber doing. Neat. Got 15 gold bars. I am not a YouTuber, but oh, I got an extra $100 from Rockstar. Huh. Wonder what the total is. Just to be clear, I am not a YouTuber. Rather, I'm sharing this on YouTube because I can actually stream it as I'm doing it, and I get a kick out of that because I get a little quality time with my family, right? And also it's kind of fun for me because I think in a few years I'm going to want to come back and watch some of these videos. And the bummer is, and I actually support Sony doing this, but it's also kind of a pain in the butt. I can't hear on the videos what the other players are saying, and sometimes that's actually quite entertaining. It also means I wouldn't just have the PlayStation to play games on. I've got a Switch. I've also got an NES Classic and Super NES Classic, and frankly, if anything else, if Nintendo sells anything else, I will buy that too. Actually, Sega is releasing a Genesis Classic, which I think is a great idea, and honestly, I hope they rip off Nintendo as much as possible, because Sony attempted to do it and failed. Can tell you, though, it doesn't sound like Nintendo's going to do any more classic consoles, which I have to say, I mean, I sort of understand them not doing a GameCube or N64 classic, but why not the Game Boy? Oh, man. Even if it was the size of the original Game Boy, as long as it had a bunch of games on it, I would think that was awesome. Okay. Say hi to Daryl. I'm gonna put my gun away, because jeepers. I don't know why he's... Oh, are we in a... is this that town that Arthur's not allowed in? Let's see... I bet you... Blackwater, yeah, there we go. And by the way, this may not matter to anybody watching. I'm actually playing with a different controller right now. My wife got me an off-brand. Actually, who produces this? Model Z01. I guess this is a ZFY controller. It's fine. It's very orange. Nobody's going to steal it because it's ugly. But I mean, it is comfortable and... Oh, interesting. This game has similar rules to GTA Online. What that's saying in the upper left is that you basically develop a reputation. So if I run around killing people's horses and stuff, then my character will be visible for a longer range on the map. So speaking of, what's this? Huh? Is there anybody else? Anybody else playing? I love how every city has its own font. Where's my horse? Oh. He just spawned in. I don't know if you saw that. Per horse! Okay. I want to get on Rockstar's case a little bit, because I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I mean, a brand new online game. I don't even know if there's other people in the lobby. I don't... Oh, boy. Come on, Rockstar. I was really enthusiastic about playing this. Please don't. Please tell me you guys have spent the last few months really developing some new game modes and stuff. I wouldn't mind, but you could rip off what GTA's doing, and I think it would be like good enough.
I know you.
Hi, Hector. Okay, I guess I have nothing to say to him. Oh, come on, there's got to be something.
If you're in need of encouragement, how about some more work?
Oh no, come on.
Okay, well, you know the country around Manzanita Post?
No.
Ain't as safe as it used to be. Some nasty people up there.
I'm
I
immortal.
imagine that's why this wagon train wants someone to ride them through it.
Uh-huh.
Can you do that? Accompany them and stop them getting bushwhacked? Okay, come along. I might have something.
I got in trouble for making a forest too dense, and the response was that they needed to run a bushwhacker through it. That's my connection to that bit of dialogue there. I'm already disappointed. I was hoping there was something... I really should temper my expectations, because one of the things about, especially if you look at GTA as an example, sometimes it's not immediately obvious. Yeah, you go ahead.
Well, you never know what you find out there. That's part of the fun.
It is nice having a brand new controller, though. I used to sell video games a long time ago, and I remember there were some pretty crummy controllers that would come out. Occasionally there were some good ones, too. There was one that I actually liked, a stock N64 controller. And frankly, it isn't a surprise to me that the GameCube controller kind of lightly evolved into that third-party shape. Instead of having the 3 prongs, they just had the 2 prongs, and it had the analog stick and the D stick on the left side. Does that sound familiar? I mean, honestly, it looked kind of like a PlayStation controller, except with an asymmetrical shape to it. It was fine, and I got $2 every time I sold them. It's great. Oh, it was cheap too. It's an inexpensive controller. I'd never actually seen one return defective. It was nice to be a salesman and actually believe in what I'm selling. This one that I'm holding, though, I mean, even though it is third party and its choice of color scheme is a little tacky, it's fine though. It's comfortable, it's responsive. Happy about that. I like my red lemon on the screen there. It looks like Stewie Griffin's head.
Get along.
Alright.
Son of
I like the rainbow there.
Eat leg.
Why does this feel like a theme park attraction?
Okay then.
Yo ho, the pirate's life for me.
Back to it.
This oh, but I will say if other players popped in, it would get a lot more suspenseful. How y'all doing? So, how about that Game of Thrones? So tonight, Game of Thrones is going to end, and then HBO is going to end. I tease, I actually keep HBO because, A, they've got a library of stuff that's kind of cool. B, I do love Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. That's a great show. In fact, you can tell how much I like it by how mad I get when we go a week without him. But for a lot of people, yep, they're going to be like, cancel Game of Thrones. I mean, cancel HBO because of Game of Thrones. Yep. Red Dead Redemption. Thrill as you rains. Saddle sore. I got experience being saddle sore. Yeah, I'm not on board with the people upset at Game of Thrones. If you wanted one, honest, I mean, I do feel like some of the visual effects were rushed this season, and I could point at examples if pressed. But at the flip side, though, there were some really cool effects in the last episode, and no, I'm not going to go into spoiler territory here. I will say it did feel like a little bit of an uneven distribution of the visual effects budget, but I will say the really cool scenes were really cool, and I have personally enjoyed it. I'm not somebody who's read the books, and even while watching the show, I have trouble following it sometimes, so some of the subtlety and nuance is a little lost on me, but I'm enjoying it. I'm having a ball. I don't understand the people wanting a do-over for it. I don't think I'm a that good person to ask about it, though, because I'm just not immersed in it the way I am with other franchises. In fact, now that the show's wrapping up, I'm having fun. If you type in Wikia, W-K-I-A, and, like, any TV show you like, there was nothing to that, jeepers. You can find a fan wiki for it where people have really pored over the show and written really great summaries of like what specifically happened in each episode, and you can even sort by character because there's one character I thought was really awesome, and I got to read up about him. I was just afraid to do it before the show ended because I'm trying to avoid spoilers. I realize I haven't given this much of a chance yet, but holy crap was that dull. And where am I? I've like already lost track of where I am. I know I started here. There I am. Okay. It's like, no! This can't be serious. Like, I'm gonna try to find something else here. How about I try that game? How about I try the overrun game? Wow, I'm starting to get frustrated here. I do want to be clear. I have gotten my money worth of this game already, right? And I'm only about halfway through the one-player mode. But I have to say, I can't believe how opposite this is to GTA. With GTA, I loved the online mode and only later played the single player, right? With Red Dead, I'm loving the single player and I hate playing the online mode. Like I have enjoyed the Showdown series. Like I have enjoyed, you know, run around, shoot, run around, shoot, run around, shoot. But that's just more arcade for me. Like my appetite for that, if it seemed heavy, it was just because it was new. You know, if I played that now, I'd play for like 10 minutes and then I'd move on. Yeah, make it like half hour. I don't have the same attachment to it. I mean, I would play Pac-Man the same way. And I'm just a little surprised because I feel like they've got something they can completely rip off, you know? But I'm telling you, I almost wish instead of playing the online mode here, I was trying to get my capture device working instead. I can't wait to make that work. I would love to set it up so that, like, if I was playing A Link to the Past or something, I could stream that on YouTube. I recently watched some videos on games I played a long time ago when I was a kid, and I enjoyed watching the playthrough. And it's one of those things now I want to record while I'm playing so I can go back and check it out later. Because the other thing, too, is I'm recording this in the state the game's in, right? So, like, GTA has changed quite a bit. Like, they took one of the sculptures out of their version of Venice Beach because it was too similar to one that really existed. And they got they got a, I don't know, whatever. They got a cease and desist over it. Is it just us three? So this is kind of like, okay, I get it. Your typical online capture, not capture the flag, but capture the bases, which I swear we've played this already. Like, it's just called something different. Hello. So just because the graphics down a notch in this particular screen. Oh, I loved that hat. Wait a minute, why is loving that Cali showing up twice? Is that a glitch? Oh no, I get it, okay. It's the indicator saying you're talking just happens to be on top of somebody. Whoa! That was cool! Forgot to blink the screen before they spawned everything. Yep. Thrilling online play. Oh, I can tweak the... let's see. What? I'm back in free roam. This is maddening. You know what? Just because I hate my character so much, I'm gonna have to run barefoot through this. I remember when Pilot Wings came out on the Super Nintendo. It was a game where you could go skydiving. And one thing every player does when they play that game is they just see what happens when they don't open the chute. And if you're curious, you leave a Wile E. Coyote-shaped hole in the ground, right? But I remember a friend of mine always thought that was funny. He's like, because the Super Nintendo was a pretty significant upgrade over the previous console, and the characters start doing a little more, a little more interaction, a little more believable. And I just remember him talking about how he always thought it was funny whenever he did that skydiving thing. Like, you basically are remote controlling somebody. You're not that person. You're remote controlling somebody, kind of like I'm doing with Daryl here. And he's like, he always wondered why that character didn't just look over his shoulder back at you like, you gonna hit the button? Are you gonna hit the button? Are you gonna hit the button? Well, I've had a fun. Okay, I'm gonna take one more stab at this. I can't believe how stupid this is. Alright, I will try this one more time. It doesn't look like there is a plethora of people playing today. And I kind of wonder if Rockstar did that to themselves. And it's hard to tell how much of this is caused by lack of player interest. Now maybe next week it'll be a lot busier. Because I will say, if you play GTA 5, there's not a lot of people playing. It's not that exciting. So maybe there's a little bit of that happening. But oh man, I don't get this. Oh yeah, you want to know my favorite thing about the PlayStation 4? It is the most finicky piece of shit I've had in a while. We had a real subtle power fluctuation earlier this week. It was just enough that the oven clock started flashing, but not the microwave clock, right? I went to go start the PlayStation today. Now, I knew I needed Red Dead to do an update, so I started it early just to make sure that was done, and I couldn't even turn on my PlayStation. I hit the power button, which, by the way, isn't a button. It's a touch-sensitive area somewhere on the facade, right? Yeah, can we have physical power buttons once again? Because I could not tell if I was actually hitting it or not. And it took me unplugging it and finagling with it a bit before I finally got it to attempt to boot up. And then it had to scan the file system, which makes sense. I mean, it's not that out of the blue. It's just, is it really that sensitive? And I just can't believe it was sensitive to the that particular power outage, especially when one of the not everything in the house was flashing. Now I'll defend them a little bit here. My Apple TV was also doing something weird. I actually had to unplug it and plug it back in. That is, I don't remember the last time I've had to do that. I've had these things for I've had that thing for years. Alright, well, let's see. I hear shooting. Oh, how you liking that? My mom just started watching Disenchanted, and I got a big kick out of that show. I can't wait for the next season. Game of Thrones meets The Simpsons is a pretty good description of it. I will say it's a little different. Some of the... It definitely has a lot of that Simpsons humor, but there was a few elements that felt like were missing. But it's okay, because, I mean, clearly they wanted the show to be a little different. But I enjoyed the heck out of it. In fact, I'm thinking about rewatching the first season, because I just thought it was fun. Okay, I'll go to Sean McGuire. Wait, who's this guy? Stranger? How about a stranger? Let's go to a stranger. He's going... On a side note, if you press the button a bunch of times, it changes how he whistles. I do get a kick out of that. Yeah, Netflix is definitely about the binge watching. I do wish, I do feel like with Prime Video, for example, they're a little quick on the draw to be like, hey, watch the next thing. I'm like, I am watching the credits, guys. Or sometimes the credits have something happening as they're going by, but it's like, yeah, but don't you want to watch this next episode? It's like, will you settle down? Can't you wait till the credits are rolled and then do that? Or at least give me the option to set that? I'm sure there are a lot of people who watch that way, but for me, I end up having to kind of schedule my night. Like, I'll say, yeah, I got time for 3 shows. And then when this one's done, I'm going to bed no matter what's going on. What I like about Netflix, though, is they at least let you skip the intro. And I kind of miss that now on other ones. I just wish they'd be a little less enthusiastic about running me into the next one, because what I'd really like to do is pick like 10 different shows, like especially like old shows, and have Netflix randomly pick from one of those, or Hulu or whatever, right? And just go, look, I want a 20-minute sitcom, pick whatever's next randomly from a list of these things. Kind of like the way TV actually works. Because sometimes it's not so much about wanting to watch something specific, it's just more like having something on. I'm sorry, I want to know the story of these two. I watched the Apple Dumpling Gang last night, so seeing two people where really concerned, you know, they're having a conversation and they're really concerned about whoever's trolling by. Oh yeah, I can't say hi to anybody. What? Hang on, I gotta look at something here. Do all these characters look alike? What? Near as I can tell, those 3 guys are identical. I'm sorry, the timing of that guy walking.
Hey, why is everything so swirly?
It's like that guy was like, no, there's 4 of us. Oh man. It's like they're all dressed like, they kind of remind me of Lester from, not Lester, sorry, oh, wait a minute, that guy changed. Those guys were identically dressed a minute ago. That was part of the other reason I found them both looking at me kind of funny. Huh. Trevor. Trevor Phillips, that's what I'm thinking of. From GTA. Like, I'm pretty sure you can make Trevor look like these guys. Is there a way to find out if they have the same voice? No, of course not. Let's see, you got a stain right there by your fourth button there. Move your arm. Move your arm. I bet you got the same stain.
You want a real problem, yes?
So you got a stain.
You wanted it.
Oh shit. Oh fuck. Not my hat.
Right then. You're surrounded. Just give up.
I didn't get anything. Cheat. Killed by Del Lobo. So apparently, wanting to see the guy. You okay there, Pard?
I feel so good.
Why? Because you're not part of the quintuplets?
Anyway.
Yeah. You want to work then?
Sure.
It's for my nerves. Bad
Jeez.
nerves. Really bad nerves. I'm not a bad fella. Well, not that bad.
I'm supposed to take this, but I'm
What are you
afraid of
looking
it.
at? Folks, always stare or screw you over. It's one or the other I find. Which are you? A stare or a backstabber?
I get stared at a
Just a
lot.
stare.
Just look at me.
Say, you want to help me out? Go find this snake. His name is Ian Carmichael. Great guy. My best friend. Best buddy.
Looks like Bad Dog Tannen.
Totally stole my goddamn girl. Stole Shaky's girl, he did. I trusted him. He stole her. I'll pay. But you gotta kill this bastard for me, will you? Go on then.
Yeah, alright. Targets, plural? Alright. Yep. Red Dead Online. Yep. Ah, Rockstar. Still got a nice. Oh! Wow. The horse is like, fuck you. To be fair though, horse, I can't control you with that kind of fidelity. You're gonna do it again. Ah. Ah! This is just bad level design. Good grief. Can you imagine if somebody was chasing me over that? Yep. Search the area for the targets. Whew. I think the game's artificial intelligence takes a nosedive when you go into online mode, and I think it has to do with the way online works, because one of the big problems with online is that it can take many, many milliseconds to get a response to something, but you gotta show something anyway. You gotta put something on the screen so people can see it. I would not want to be on the team of people trying to figure out how to make an online game work, because it's complicated, and I think ultimately you just have to make compromises. Nope. Oh, while I'm recording this, I just want to say for the record, I miss Grumpy Cat. We lost her this week. I think what I love most about her, besides being a sweet kitty, was that she peed on a TMZ reporter. And I'm kind of envious of her for that. He goes to pick her up, next thing he knows he's... Why do I think that little rock formation back there is something? I saw a video once from back when she was a kitten. Somebody, a little girl, narrated for it. It's so cute. It's actually a really sweet kitty. Why did it tell me to search the area and put a question mark right here? Oh, okay, now that makes sense. It's like, here's the, yeah. Okay. Tracking them. Assuming that's not one of the targets. Hello. Sorry, I don't talk. I don't talk because my parents were brother and sister from Alabama. Fact. Yes, thrills you search for people. Ah, there we go. Do I have... I'm sorry, that never ceases to be fun. Dynamite! I love me some dynamite. Fun. Okay. Now let's see. Go back down to the road here. It's actually not too bad. You can use your hunting skills and... I mean, at least that was semi-logical. I found their camp and then I tracked them back to somewhere. So, not bad. Some thought went into that. I'm going to head back this way. Love that moon, by the way. That's pretty good. If other players were here, this could get a little more interesting, because they could either help me or hinder it. having a brain for it. I don't remember if that was the one I already found. Oh yeah, so I watched the Apple Dumpling Gang last night, and the main reason we watched it is we just lost Tim Conway. And I'm sad to report that, because that was a talented dude. And I had wanted to see that movie because I vaguely remember seeing it when I was a kid. And sadly, it's not a great movie. But I will say the parts that we wanted to see were good, because we wanted to see Don Knotts and Tim Conway, right? And Don Knotts' daughter actually got on the radio and was talking about Tim Conway a little bit, so it was kind of fun to do that. They mentioned that Apple Dumpling Gang was the first movie they worked on together, and they have very different acting styles, and so they had to kind of learn how to work together on that. And I will say, that was fun for both of them. Oh shit. I didn't even see that guy. But yeah, I do want to emphasize though that movie is largely on the dull side. Not a bad movie, just there's a lot of focus on the kids in it, and the kids have next to no character. They have distinguishing traits, but like, oh shit! 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 I was not expecting a cat to come out and kill me. Jeepers. So yeah, a lot of focus on the kids and what happens to the kids, but they didn't really, like, the kids got into a little bit of trouble, for example, but if you kind of look at how they got into trouble, it was amazing that that trouble didn't happen anyway. No, not again. I got killed by the same cougar. This mission? I've used up half my time and I've only killed one guy. Barely found this other one. I'm killing this fucking cougar though. Oh, you gotta be kidding. This cougar is getting one hell of a meal tonight. He's like, fuck that immortal cyborg from the future. I lost my suspenseful music. The music's giving up on me because I keep getting killed by the cougar. Oh no! This is definitely one of the better missions, by the way. I am actually fairly pleased with it. Oh no! Oh good. I killed that cougar with a glitch. My mom picked a terrible time to say be right back. I'm sorry, but that was pretty funny. I love how that cougar got me 3 times, but then I got to catch him on the corner of a dead body. Oh no. Come on. There we go. This will work. Okay. found that one. Where is... Wait, I like that. Okay. Can I focus on it? Let me, there we go. Yeah, I like you have to investigate and find them. You really I had to argue to to you'd find amusing. Okay. Alright, let's do that. Yeah, the whole cougar thing, it had a funny ending too. I think you'll enjoy. Well, I can't help that. But I can tell you what happened leading up to this was pretty funny. Oh hell, where'd he go? There we go. I think after this particular thing's done, I'm gonna sign off because I do gotta catch up on my day. Also, the shit. Cheese it. Or run! Fuck! Oh, you fucking stupid fucking horse! I'm gonna shoot my own fucking horse if I get a chance. I am getting really fucking tired of this. Fucking hell. Come here, you little shit. Come here. Honestly. Well, there's a big predator. I know. How about I buck you off instead of running like you're commanding me to do? Fucking there it is. Okay. That was fucking frustrating. I'll give him credit though, it was challenging, plus you had to be smart about how you did it. So I'll give him credit for that. My horse though, I'm about to fucking turn into a bottle of glue. Okay, do I need to do anything to finish the thing? I guess I can go get that. Oh, that makes me mad. Uh-oh. I don't know if you can hear me, but it just crashed, and I'm going to say goodnight. Yep. Red Dead 2 out of beta. I don't know if you can actually see the